So today I'm going to be starting my winter garden. Now I've got some extra challenges this season because of the problems I'm having with my knee. So I'm utilizing some things to kind of help me today. So I'm using my walker as kind of something that's going to just help me get everything around my garden. So these are the two beds that I'm going to be working on. I'm just going to do a very small winter garden. As you can see, I'm kind of overrun with weeds right now, but I'm going to take out the different basil and parsley that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and plant some lettuce and a couple other things just to kind of give me some greens through the winter. And then that's my focus today. So my goal today is just to amend the soil and get all these weeds out of these two beds. And then I'm going to be starting some different seeds indoors today. So that's it for these beds. I put bone meal, triple 13, and a really nice raised bed mix on top of these. So I'm going to let this water in for a couple of days, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to get my plants started. So I'm going to show you next how I'm going to get my seeds ready so that I can actually plant some small plants out in my winter garden. But first I had something really exciting to show you. So I've been in the middle of apple season now for about a month. I've got some beautiful Anna apples growing. But 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do some grafting onto my apple tree. So yesterday I went out and I found a whole branch of Granny Smith apples. I was so excited. I actually got 9 Granny Smith apples. The rest are all Anna. I looked to see if anything else was producing that I grafted, and I didn't find anything yet, but That is amazing news, and I hope that I get a lot more next year. Now, if you'd like to see a video on grafting trees, I actually grafted all the trees in my backyard, so I have all kinds of different things growing on them. But if you're interested in that, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to do just a video on how to graft trees. And these are primarily fruit trees that I graft. So I typically don't use a seed starter kit, but because of the problems I've been having with my knee this year, I just decided rather than lugging around all these heavy trays, I'm just gonna do a few things in my winter beds that you saw me weeding. And if you've never seen these, basically they're like a coconut core with some fertilizer. And once you add water to them with a little bit of plant food, these expand. You can kind of fluff them up a little and then put your plants in them. So this particular little seed tray, it came with a lid so you could put it in the sun, and it really helps get some humidity going, and the plants or the little seeds germinate pretty quickly. But then it also comes with this plant vitamin for seedlings. So you mix this up with water. Now this is supposed to go to a gallon of water. I'm only gonna put a little bit of water, just a cupful of water to start my seeds. So I'm only gonna put about a tablespoon or two of this in here. And maybe not even that much. It actually looks a lot like Miracle-Gro. So I'm really just gonna put like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. It's not very much. I'm pretty sure this is very similar to Miracle-Gro. Anyway, I'm going to just mix up this glass of water. Get that all mixed up. And then I'm gonna pour this over my little seed trays. Now you're gonna be amazed. You think, wow, all this water, how are you gonna grow anything in it? You're gonna be shocked. These are gonna absorb so much water, and these little pods are gonna become so big and fat. So I'm just gonna cover them right now, and then we'll decide if we wanna put more water in. But I'm just gonna kind of let those sit for a minute and just kind of show you the things that I wanted to plant this winter. So the most important thing for me in my winter garden is to have some root crops and some lettuce. And I didn't do cabbage this last year because the year before I had such a bumper crop, I couldn't even give it away. So this year, I don't have any cabbage. So I'm gonna grow some extra cabbage. I love this, Paris Island lettuce. It's basically like a romaine lettuce. I like butter crunch lettuce. I've got some right here. And then I've also got some red romaine, which is actually my favorite of all the lettuces. So I want to definitely plant some of those. I've got some carrots that I'm going to plant, and I've got several varieties of carrots. I've got some Chantenay red core. I've got some Nantes. I've got some of these Danvers carrots. And then I've also got a few left over from last year. These are those Uzbek Golden. These are really an interesting carrot. So I'm going to be planting all 4 of these. I definitely want to plant a little bit of cabbage. Now when I say a little, I'm going to probably plant 4 or 5 of them. That's it. I don't want a ton of cabbages because it's just really a lot. I'll probably plant a few cauliflower. Definitely going to plant some radishes and some beets, but those I'm going to do directly out in the garden. So I've got quite a bit. I think I'll go ahead and just plant maybe 1 or 2 radicchios. And then I've just got a few extra little things. I think I'll plant a few peas. Those actually do very well. And I'll probably do a little bit of broccoli. That's it. I've got leeks out there that I'm basically gonna use over the winter. They're already grown. Leeks do a great job of overgrowing in the garden. And I've got plenty of onions. I don't wanna grow any more, but you can grow onions in the winter. So don't be afraid of that. But so far, that's what I wanna do. I'm gonna take care of this, and As soon as these start to fluff up a little, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my seeds inside of the tray. Another thing that I wanted to show you is that I have these they're basically like photo holders. And these work amazingly well for maintaining seeds throughout, you know, a couple of years. And I just kind of label them. The lid closes, they stay airtight, and then I keep like a little page in the front of it that just kind of says an inventory of what seeds I have. These are my apples. I have so many. So these are already starting to swell up. As you can see, they're getting kind of fat, and look at that. They're already pulling up most of the water that I put down. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more water because I really want these to get nice and fluffed up as big as I can get them. And I think that's gonna be it for right now. Well, we finished waiting for the seed pods to start, getting bigger. I just wanted to show you this is some apple cider vinegar that I've had settling for about a week. It's just basically an apple. I've got some cores and some peelings, and it's just doing really, really good. You basically make apple cider vinegar with apples or apple scraps, water, and a little bit of sugar. So I am getting a really good apple cider from this, and ooh, I can already smell it. It's definitely fermenting. So I'm gonna just leave it there and let it continue to ferment. Let's see if I can show you a picture of it at the bottom. It's just beautiful. All right, these are getting nice and fluffy now. Got one here that's still a little small. I think most of these have soaked up all that water. I think it's really going to take this whole cup now that I'm doing this. So basically what I'm going to do at this point is just kind of move this dirt around a little bit. I just want it kind of soft when I put the seeds in. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to show you is, so this little tray comes with these little things you can write on, but I've actually found it's a little bit better if you just kind of trace your tray. I've got basically 6 rows on both sides. So I'm just gonna show what they are, because some of these I'm only gonna have a few of each type of seed that I'm planting. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So basically, we're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And basically, we're just gonna go along here, and we're gonna write down what's in each one of these little pots. It's just gonna make it easier if we do a couple. So I'm gonna put a little arrow so I know that this is gonna be where my window is. All right. So the main thing that I know that I wanna plant a lot of is my lettuce. So I am gonna take my romaine lettuce and my butter crunch lettuce, and I am gonna go ahead and figure out how many of those I want. Now, these are gonna just continue to grow. In the winter, it grows a little slower, so it's gonna work out perfect. But I'm gonna put here red romaine, because that's the one I like the best. And I'm gonna do the whole thing. The whole thing is gonna be red romaine. This one is gonna be butter crunch, butter, 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 and this is gonna be my Paris Island. So I know what this is, so I'm just gonna use initials here. So all I'm gonna do is just go ahead and start putting my seeds in according to what I want. So we're gonna start off with our red romaine, Now I usually put 2 or 3 seeds in each one because I really want to make sure they grow. So this whole row here is going to be red romaine. Now for these 2, I want to have, or actually these 4, I'm going to have some butter crunch. So this top one here, I'm going to go ahead and put my butter crunch lettuce. I just continue to tape these, but it works out perfect. These, you know, these do really well. It's amazing. Okay, so I am going to take a couple of seeds and put it in each one of these. These are my butter crunch. And these are basically like a green romaine. Like I said, I prefer the red romaine, but I do like these too. So I'll put a little bit in there, these 2. And sometimes I take these and, you know, rather than thinning them out, I'll just let them grow a little bit and put another one in a pot, and there you go. So I always buy those big bags of skewers at the Dollar Tree, and all I'm gonna do is just move a little bit of this coconut core right on top of these seeds. You just want them covered up a little bit. You don't need them real deep. Just like so. And you'll be surprised. I'll do another video in a week or so. These are gonna grow so fast. It's really unbelievable. They are just gonna pop up, and they're gonna grow super fast because of I'm gonna put them right in the window. They're gonna have a lot of humidity. And I don't really see any seeds. I think these look pretty darn good. I'm just gonna cover what I can see. So all I'm gonna do is put this little top on, and I'm gonna put it in my window. So thanks for watching me today. This is how I prep for my winter garden. I hope that this was of interest to you, and if you have any room and you can garden throughout the winter, just check. The USDA has some great planting guides on different types of seasons and plants that you can plant and when to plant them. So I hope this motivates you to, you know, try to grow some of your own food, cut on some of the grocery costs. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment, anything that anything you might want to see in the future. I'd be more than happy to entertain it. And thanks again for joining me. Please subscribe if you're not a current subscriber, and all those things really help my analytics for my video, and I really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.